Close your eyes and breathe in the soul of a kingdom. Imagine the scent of sacred sandalwood tangling with the raw exhaust of 5,000 motorbikes. A sensory collision between ancestral peace and modern chaos. This isn't just a travel film. It's a deep immersion into a landscape where history refuses to remain silent. From the frost-nipped peaks of northern cloud forests to the neon-drenched arteries of a trillion-dollar economy, Thailand breathes with a dual soul. Known as the land of the free, it is a defiant sanctuary that never bowed to colonial rule. Today, it leads a radical new era, proving that deep-rooted spiritualism can coexist with cutting-edge ecological restoration. But how does a kingdom racing toward a digital future keep its ghosts satisfied? Why does a CEO in a 60-story glass monolith bow to a bottle of bright red Fanta? Join us as we journey through the heart of the Golden Axe, from the shark nurseries of Maya Bay to the hollow belly of the Great Dragon. We are peeling back the golden layers of a resilient spirit. Welcome to the real Thailand. The silhouette of Thailand emerges on the global map as an ancient golden axe. A strategic weight anchored at the very heart of mainland Southeast Asia. Covering more than 513,000 square kilometers, this land serves as a permanent crossroads between the heritage of India and the influence of China. The northern horizon is defined by the final rugged foothills of the Himalayas, while the territory stretches south to meet the turquoise currents of both the Gulf of Thailand and the Andaman Sea. While the rest of the region succumbed to the era of Western colonization, Thailand stood as a defiant exception. Formerly known as Siam, it remains the only kingdom to have never lost its independence to a foreign power. The name Prathet Thai literally translates to the land of the free, a designation that carries the weight of 1,000 years of pride. Positioned entirely within a tropical monsoon zone, the landscape is shaped by intense golden light and the seasonal rains that bring a relentless fertility to the soil. This singular geography has created a sanctuary of biodiversity and a magnet for travelers from every corner of the planet. The journey into this resilient spirit begins where the earth rises to meet the sky and the water carves through stone. The southern reaches of Thailand reveal a world where gravity seems like an afterthought, and the landscape is defined by the vertical. The journey begins where the emerald water of Cheow Lan Lake swallows the base of towering limestone cathedrals. This is not merely a scenic backdrop. It is a primordial fortress carved over 160 million years. As the morning mist clings to the jagged peaks, a heavy silence hangs over the water, broken only by the distant call of a gibbon. Deep within the surrounding rainforest, which is older and more complex than the Amazon, the earth produces one of its most bizarre residents. The Rafflesia flower arrives like a phantom. It possesses no roots, no stems, and no leaves. This botanical giant can grow to over 3 feet in diameter, appearing as a blood-red blossom that looks more like a creature than a plant. It emits a pungent scent of decaying flesh to lure its pollinators, staying for only a few days before vanishing back into the damp soil. it remains a rare, fleeting witness to the ancient soul of the jungle. The limestone spine of the kingdom continues its descent into the salt of the Andaman Sea. In the curve of Phi Phi Li, Maya Bay has entered a new era of reclamation. For decades, the world nearly crushed this crescent of white sand under the weight of thousands of anchors and footsteps. Today, the bay serves as a global masterclass in ecological resilience. The water has regained a crystalline clarity that allows sunlight to reach the seabed with surgical precision. Beneath the surface, a delicate architectural project is underway where scientists and volunteers have replanted over 20,000 coral fragments by hand. These tiny organisms are the foundation of a reviving kingdom. In the shallow turquoise fringe, the true masters of the bay have returned to their nursery. Blacktip reef sharks, some reaching 5 feet in length, glide through the reef with effortless grace. They move like dark shadows against the white sand, acting as the silent sentinels of a sanctuary that was once nearly lost. The bay is no longer just a destination for a photograph. It is a living, breathing organism that proves nature can heal if given the space to breathe. This corner of the South remains a testament to the fragile balance between human curiosity and the survival of the wild. The northern frontier of Thailand serves as the final sanctuary for the world's most famous mountain range. This is where the mighty Himalayas finally exhale their last breath after traveling thousands of miles across the continent. At Doi Inthanon, the elevation reaches 8,415 feet above sea level, marking the highest point in the kingdom. The air here undergoes a dramatic transformation, turning crisp and cool enough to frost the mossy branches of the ancient cloud forest. 2 monumental pagodas rise from the summit like celestial guardians. They were built to commemorate the 60-year birthdays of the late king and queen, standing as twin sentinels above a shifting sea of white mist. When the clouds part, the gold-flecked tiles catch the first light of dawn, creating a shimmer that seems to vibrate against the deep green of the peaks. This is a place where the tropical sun loses its bite, and the silence of the high altitudes takes over, offering a glimpse into a Thailand that feels more like a mountain kingdom from a bygone era. The journey descends from the clouds to the sun-bleached plains of the eastern region, where the earth reveals a much older secret. Along the banks of the Mekong River, the water recedes during the dry months to uncover a lunar landscape known as Sam Phan Bok. The name translates to 3,000 holes, and it describes a vast sandstone plateau that has been carved into a honeycomb of craters by the relentless swirling of the current. For millions of years, small stones trapped in the river's eddies have acted like organic drills, grinding deep basins into the bedrock. This geological gallery features formations that defy logic, with some holes perfectly resembling the shape of a heart or even the silhouette of a famous cartoon mouse. Walking across this riverbed feels like stepping through a portal into a prehistoric world where the elements have had an eternity to sculpt the land. As the sun begins to set, the shadows stretch across the 3,000 cavities, turning the golden stone into a playground of light and dark. It is a stark reminder of the river's power, showing how the gentle persistence of water can dismantle the strongest rock. This landscape does not just sit there. It breathes with the history of the seasons and the memory of the great river that created it. This northern territory remains a testament to the extremes of the kingdom, moving from the frozen peaks of the Himalayas to the scorched, hollowed earth of the Mekong. The sunlight hits Chiang Rai with a different intensity when it reflects off the skin of Wat Rong Khun. This is not the traditional gold of the Thai kingdom. It is a blinding porcelain white. Every inch of the structure is embedded with thousands of tiny mirrors that flicker like diamonds in the sun, symbolizing the pure wisdom of the Buddha that shines across the universe. To enter the main sanctuary, you must walk a narrow path that feels like a tightrope between worlds. Below the bridge, hundreds of sculpted hands reach up from a concrete pit, twisting and grasping in a desperate attempt to pull you down. This represents the cycle of rebirth and the pit of human desire. The architecture demands a choice. To reach the light, you must walk over your own demons and leave the greed of the physical world behind. Once you step inside, the traditional narrative shatters. The walls are not covered in ancient scriptures, but in the colorful chaos of the 21st century. You will see the familiar masks of Batman and the smiling face of Doraemon painted alongside images of global destruction and space travel. The artist used these modern icons to create a visual shock, reminding us that our pop culture heroes and digital obsessions are just fleeting illusions in the long loop of human suffering. It is a cinematic confrontation between the search for eternal peace and the frantic noise of today. Leaving this white vision behind, the path of enlightenment moves away from the modern world and back toward the silent stone ruins of a forgotten empire. Ayutthaya does not ask for your attention. It commands it through the heavy silence of its red brick ruins. In the late 18th century, this was one of the most prosperous cities on the planet, until the fires of war reduced its golden spires to charcoal and dust. During the chaos of 1767, the invaders decapitated the statues of the temples, leaving stone limbs scattered across the courtyard of Wat Mahathat. One sandstone Buddha head fell near the base of a young tree and was forgotten by history. Over the next 200 years, the banyan tree began to grow, weaving its thick, woody roots around the face. It did not crush the stone. Instead, the tree acted like a slow-motion sculptor, lifting the head from the dirt and cradling it within its bark. Today, that face looks out from the trunk with a serene smile, as if nature itself decided to protect the wisdom that men tried to erase. The locals believe the city is still occupied by those who lived there centuries ago. They tell stories of the Pu Sum Phao Sap, the ghostly guardians bound to the underground vaults of the royal temples. Legend says that as the city was falling, the king ordered his most loyal warriors to protect the imperial treasury of gold and rubies. These men were tied to the land by sacred oaths that followed them into the afterlife. Even now, visitors claim to see shadows moving between the crumbling stupas when the moon is high, or feel a sudden sharp coldness in the air near the hidden stairs of Wat Ratchaburana. It is a landscape where the history is not just written in books, but felt in the soil and the wind. The reverence for these ancient protectors remains so strong that even as the nation moves toward a digital future, the spirits are never left behind. Bangkok moves with the frantic pulse of a global financial hub. A forest of steel and glass reflecting a $1 trillion economy. Yet, at the foot of every 60-story tower, the modern world yields to a different kind of authority. Before the foundations of these skyscrapers were ever poured, the developers had to negotiate with the invisible occupants of the land. This is why you will find a San Fra Phum, or Spirit House, standing at the entrance of even the most high-tech corporate headquarters. The ritual begins as the morning sun hits the pavement. A woman pauses her commute, momentarily stepping out of the city's relentless flow. She leans in to place a garland of fresh marigolds and a bottle of bright red strawberry Fanta on the tiny stone porch. To a stranger, it looks like a strange snack, but in the logic of the kingdom, the red color serves as a symbolic substitute for the blood sacrifices of the ancient past. It is a peace offering designed to keep the land spirits content so they do not sabotage the building's electricity or the company's stock prices. This is the soul of the city, a place where a CEO will bow to a miniature palace before stepping into a high-speed elevator. It is a silent, daily contract between the digital future and a prehistoric belief system. The scent of sandalwood incense tangles with the exhaust of 5,000 motorbikes, creating a bridge between the unseen world and the concrete reality of the present. The search for protection and power does not stop at these external shrines. It moves inward, becoming a permanent part of the human form through a ritual that turns the body into a living prayer. A vibrant pink cylinder rises abruptly from the forest canopy, standing 17 stories tall to honor the 80 years of the Buddha's life. Wrapped around this tower is a colossal emerald dragon, its scales shimmering with gold as it spirals toward the clouds. This striking contrast of neon pink and deep green creates a visual that feels more like a dream than a traditional place of worship. To reach the summit, travelers must abandon the idea of elevators or stairs. Instead, they step into the hollow belly of the beast. The climb follows a long, curving ramp that winds upward through the darkness of the dragon's body. Every step is a test of patience, a physical metaphor for the slow journey toward enlightenment. The air grows warmer and the path narrower until the tunnel finally opens at the very top. Standing between the dragon's massive jaws, the entire green expanse of Nakhon Pathom unfolds in every direction. Visitors here perform a quiet ritual, pressing their palms against the dragon's giant whiskers or tying colorful silks to its claws to seek protection. The journey continues back on the ground within a sprawling garden of stone giants. A massive elephant stands tall, inviting people to walk beneath its heavy frame for good luck. Nearby, a silent bronze Buddha watches over a collection of sculptures featuring rabbits, turtles, and peacocks. Wat Sam Phran remains a place of deep stillness, largely untouched by the commercial noise of the city. No one truly knows who built it or exactly when it appeared, leaving the temple shrouded in a beautiful, intentional mystery. Inside a quiet samnak, the air is thick with sandalwood and ancient Pali chants. Here, an Ajarn, a master of the sacred ink, sits cross-legged surrounded by bronze statues and flickering candles. He balances a steel needle nearly 18 inches long, practicing Sak Yant, a tradition spanning over 1,000 years where skin becomes a living tapestry of protection. The process is hypnotic. With every rapid strike, the Ajarn carves intricate geometric patterns and ancient Khom characters into the flesh. There is no machine, only the manual precision of a hand guided by years of meditation. Each yantra is chosen specifically for the individual to act as a metaphysical shield against misfortune or to grant the strength of a tiger. As the final stroke is made, the Ajarn whispers a prayer and blows onto the ink to breathe life into the magic. To an outsider, this is a striking aesthetic choice, but for the wearer, it is a profound transformation. They leave carrying a weightless armor, a secret language etched into their back, connecting them to the warriors of old. It is a moment of shadow-filled stillness that captures the nation's mystical heartbeat. In the heart of Lopburi, the sound of chisels on wood is replaced by a high-pitched chatter that echoes through the streets. Here, the city has surrendered its keys to an older dynasty. Thousands of long-tailed macaques move through the central districts, not as strays, but as residents with absolute priority. They treat the power lines as their private highways and the traffic lights as observation posts, watching the flow of human life from above. At the center of this primate kingdom stand the three towers of Prang Sam Yat. These 13th century sandstone spires were built for quiet worship, yet today they pulse with the restless energy of the monkey clans. You see infants clinging to weathered stone carvings while elders watch from the crumbling ledges. The local people have learned to navigate this shared reality with a calm, practiced patience. A merchant might casually guard his fruit stall while a young macaque scales a neon sign just inches from his hand. It is a strange, working truce where the ancient forest meets the modern grid. In Lopburi, the past is not found in a museum. It is alive and staring back at you from every rooftop. In 1905, a railway line was cut through an established center of commerce. Instead of retreating, the community chose to weave the iron tracks into the fabric of their daily lives. This created a marketplace that functions like a living organism, expanding and contracting with the pulse of the locomotive. During the quiet hours, the rails are invisible, hidden beneath blankets of local produce and the steady shuffle of feet. It feels like any other vibrant corridor until a metallic siren pierces the air. What follows is a masterclass in collective timing. Within a window of just 3 to 5 seconds, the entire landscape transforms. Without a hint of panic, merchants pull back their awnings and slide their stalls just far enough to survive. They leave their goods on the ground, while a massive wall of moving steel occupies the space where they stood moments before. The train rolls through with such precision that it creates a vacuum of wind against their skin, passing within centimeters of the fruit. To an outsider, this is a heart-stopping display of risk, but to the locals, it is the purest expression of my Chiang Rai. This philosophy of acceptance turns a potential disaster into a minor inconvenience. There is no fear of the machine. As the last carriage fades, the market breathes back into the empty space, and the haggling resumes before the dust has even settled. The frantic energy of the kingdom now finds a more fluid rhythm on 3 wheels beneath the neon city lights. Once the last train has cleared the tracks and the vendors of Mae Klong have folded their umbrellas for the final time, the rhythm of the journey accelerates toward the glowing heart of the capital. The quiet mechanical precision of the railway market gives way to the electric chaos of Bangkok after dark. Stepping into the back of a 3-wheeled legend, the tuk-tuk becomes the unofficial pulse of the city. There is no glass to separate the passenger from the environment, and no air conditioning to mask the heat. Instead, the ride offers a raw, unfiltered immersion into the night. With a sudden burst from the small engine, the world transforms into a blur of neon blue and electric yellow. The driver maneuvers with practiced confidence, weaving through narrow gaps in traffic that would stall a larger vehicle. The wind carries a revolving door of scents, shifting from the sweet aroma of jasmine garlands to the savory smoke of charcoal grills in seconds. Lights from billboards and humble street carts streak past like brush strokes on a dark canvas. Every turn reveals a new perspective of the metropolis, where ancient temple spires are suddenly illuminated against the black sky. This is not just transportation. It is a front-row seat to the cinematic soul of a city that never finds its off switch. In the back of a tuk-tuk, the vibration of Bangkok is felt directly in the chest. The neon glow of the capital eventually gives way to the soft, silver light of a morning canal. We leave the pavement behind to enter a world where the roads are made of water. Dam Noen Sarawak reveals itself as a complex labyrinth of interconnected channels. Life here does not occur on the shore. It unfolds entirely on the surface of the river, where hundreds of slender wooden boats navigate the tight spaces, carrying the weight of a culture that refuses to be anchored to the land. Since 1971, this liquid marketplace has served as a global window into the ancient trade traditions of the Thai countryside. It marks the moment the international community began to recognize the quiet beauty of a civilization shaped by the tides. The air carries the rhythmic splash of wooden paddles and the scent of damp timber. Vendors in wide-brimmed straw hats maneuver through the morning rush, their vessels overflowing with an immense variety of local harvests and handmade goods. Every boat serves as a floating shop, displaying a wealth of seasonal produce that sustains the surrounding villages. Hot meals are prepared over small flames directly within the hulls, passed from vessel to vessel in a seamless exchange. In this floating theater, the passage of time is measured by the steady rhythm of the water. As daylight fades, the sidewalks of Bangkok transform into a labyrinth of steam and sizzling oil. Every few steps, the air changes, carrying the sharp scent of lemongrass or the heavy sweetness of coconut milk. This is where the city truly lives, in 1,000 small kitchens that appear only when the sun goes down. a vendor meticulously arranges trays of glistening crickets and blackened scorpions under the warm glow of a hanging bulb. For a casual observer, this might look like a spectacle or a tourist dare, but these trays represent a deep cultural memory. This tradition belongs to the rugged Isan region of the Northeast. Decades ago, in a landscape where traditional crops often failed, these insects provided vital protein for families during times of extreme scarcity. Today, that survival strategy has migrated to the capital, serving as a crispy, salty staple that connects the high-rise metropolis to its humble agricultural roots. The savory crunch of the market stalls eventually gives way to a scent that is far more polarizing. Stacked like green armor in the tropical heat, the durian claims its title as the king of fruits. Its reputation is so powerful that it is famously banned from hotels and public trains, yet its devotees are willing to go to great lengths for a single taste. In the specialty markets, the most exquisite varieties are treated with the reverence of fine art. Some rare specimens from Nonthaburi have been known to fetch more than $2,000 at auction, where collectors compete for a texture like heavy cream and a flavor that defies description. It is a final, decadent layer to the city's identity, proving that in Bangkok, even a piece of fruit can become a legend. Muay Thai is a living legacy that turns the human form into a collection of organic spears and shields. Known as the art of 8 limbs, this combat system utilizes every part of the fighter with lethal precision. Fists act as heavy weights, elbows become sharp blades, knees strike like hammers, and shins serve as steel pillars. This discipline was not born in a modern sports arena. It was forged on ancient battlefields to protect the sovereignty of the kingdom during centuries of conflict. Before the first blow is ever landed, the atmosphere in the ring shifts toward the sacred. The fighter begins the Wai Kru, a slow and rhythmic ritual dance performed to the haunting sound of traditional flutes. This is a moment of profound spiritual stillness where he pays respect to his teachers and the spirits that guard the land. It is a necessary transition from the peaceful mind to the unstoppable force. Muay Thai remains the ultimate symbol of Thai resilience, showing how a warrior can be fierce in combat while remaining deeply humble in spirit. This same reverence for ancient stories moves from the intensity of the ring to the silent, golden grace of the royal theater. The violent energy of the arena dissolves as the heavy curtains of the royal stage part to reveal a world of golden stillness. This is the Khan, a classical masked dance that has served as the artistic heartbeat of the imperial court for generations. The performers do not simply put on a costume. They are often stitched into their garments, wrapped in heavy silks and genuine gold leaf that can weigh over 20 pounds. Every mask is a masterpiece of hand-painted lacquer and mother of pearl, representing the celestial heroes and multi-headed demons of the Ramakian epic. Because the masks completely cover the face, the dancers have mastered a silent, sophisticated language of the body. A slight tilt of a porcelain chin or a specific curve of the fingers tells a story of cosmic duty and ancient heartbreak. It is a cinematic experience where the individual disappears, becoming a living vessel for the myths that defined the nation. To watch a Khan performance is to witness a civilization in its most elegant form, a golden memory that continues to breathe. This reverence for the sacred eventually moves from the royal stage to the banks of the rivers and the reaches of the night sky. Pattaya is a city often defined by its restless neon and frantic nightlife, but a short journey along the coast reveals a staggering contradiction. The Sanctuary of Truth rises from the shoreline like a dark, intricate mountain of hand-carved wood. Standing over 105 meters tall, this massive structure is composed entirely of ancient teak and hardwood. There is not a single metal nail used in its construction. Instead, the craftsmen rely on thousands of sophisticated wooden joints that allow the building to endure the heavy salt air and tropical heat. Every square inch of the interior is a dense forest of carvings, depicting the gods and philosophers who represent the ancient civilizations of the East. The atmosphere inside is heavy with the scent of aged timber and incense, offering an absolute stillness that seems to push back against the chaos of the outside world. Construction has been ongoing for over 40 years, and because the sea spray constantly weathers the wood, the work will likely never be finished. It is a living, breathing labor of love that serves as a quiet sanctuary for the soul, proving that even in the most modern cities, the heartbeat of the past is never far away. This journey of faith eventually reaches its peak when the light of the earth meets the light of the sky. Thailand remains a landscape of infinite layers. We have traveled from the mist-covered peaks of the north to the vibrant, neon-lit corridors of the capital, witnessing a kingdom that breathes through its ancient traditions while racing toward the future. It is a place where a $5 street meal holds as much history as a royal dance, and where the silence of a wooden sanctuary stands firm against the frantic pace of the modern world. This journey has revealed that true strength lies in the grace to adapt without ever losing the essence of the soul. If these stories moved you, consider joining our community by subscribing or sharing your own thoughts in the comments. There are many more horizons to explore, and we would be honored to have you with us for the next chapter.